The Processes of Servanthood. Part 1. While we were worshipping, I saw a vision of people agreeing to become bondservants and not just servants to God. As they did, I saw that this affected their future generations, both spiritual and physical, and it also affected their spouses. Then I saw that their ears were pierced in 3 places, with gold, silver, and bronze materials. I saw one of the bondservants fall away from where the others were, and then the next thing I saw was a spring of living water suddenly turn into an overflowing well of dirty water. I had the impression that this represented what would happen to any bondservant that falls away. I got that we should not rush into making the decision of becoming bondservants of the Lord because He would not allow us to leave. And earlier on, I had heard the hymn, "Whither pilgrims are you going? Going each with staff in hand." I saw a beautifully cloaked lady dropped into the hall from the open heavens that was the roof, and I got that she was Rogvand. She represented our pain and dying to ourselves, and I also got that she was a representation of the Lord too. On her head was a bonnet with a feather in it. Seeing this, I remembered that in Native American history, you only get that kind of feather and bonnet from being an old-time victorious war veteran. Then I heard, "The glory is in the cross, and so we should carry our cross always." I saw that at the foot of the cross was a crack, and light was shining out of it. Then I heard yet again, "I will teach your hands to war and your fingers to fight, that you may bend a bow of brass. And with my high praises in your mouth, you bind kings with fetters." Then I saw a convoy of costly-looking cars coming up a mountain. The road they were using was gnarly. At the top of the mountain was situated a massive temple building. Inside the building were these men dressed in priestly robes, and I had the impression they were actually priests. As each of those men that had just arrived walked into the temple, they were asked to kneel. Then some priests came to attend to them, each of whom carried different things. One held a bowl of molten gold, another held a golden seal, and the others held silver swords. First, the men were given robes to wear, and it looked similar to that of the priest in the temple. Then I saw them on military uniforms. They each had a golden star on their shoulders. Then I saw those 3 priests move from person to person. For each person, the priest holding the bowl of molten gold would dip his hand in it and smear it on the forehead of the individual. The one holding the seal would then stamp the forehead smeared with molten gold. And then lastly, the one with the silver sword would hand the individual a sword. Now this happened for all the men that had just arrived. The ceremony looked like an inauguration ceremony. Each of the men were then given instructions by the priest and assigned to different churches in the nation, and then they were dispatched. I saw these men that had just undergone the inauguration emerge from the temple all dressed up. They looked like pastors. They were not wearing their priestly robes or military uniforms. It looked like a camouflage. They each got into their cars and drove away, each to his own mission field. 22nd June 2018, Sister NJ, copyright Gamwatch.